What's up, YouTube? Welcome to more trades. From a few days ago, we were feeling that we're at resistance and we're about to go to zero. Now everyone's bullish. Everyone thinks that Bitcoin's going to go above 20K. It's quite possible. But looking at it, I doubt it. At the moment, this is the 4-hourly chart of Bitcoin. You can see that Bitcoin is at the 200 EMA. Looking back, the 200 EMA has been a problem for Bitcoin. However, we could even pump above it, but only to come down. We've been doing this ever since 69K. There you go. We could pump above it. So it's still tradable. Another 5% and come down. We've done it so many times. You could see here, we pumped above it by 10%. So it is possible. We could get a nice, another nice rally. Say if we go up by 10%, that could take us up to the 19K, 18, 19K. So from here, 10% could bring us up to 18.6. People are talking about the 18.4 to 19K region. It's very possible. The thing is, if we come up and if Bitcoin just goes up on this single candle, the top of this ascending channel or bear flag that it was in would be at around the 18.8 to 19K. The longer it takes, it goes higher. We haven't we kind of back tested it here when we broke down, but not quite. As you can see, we broke down so violently, we didn't get a back test. So maybe we're due for a back test. That is quite possible. We could have a rally today. And why is a rally possible, in my opinion? As I was saying yesterday in my Discord, that we do have, oh yeah, if you haven't already, join the free Discord, subscribe to the channel, like the videos. Link to the Discord is in the channel description. You can join it. Would love to have you there. We're building a community over there of like-minded traders. You could get different trading ideas. Very interesting place. So yeah, just join. Now, what was I saying in the Discord is that it is possible that we get a pump, but everything was looking bad yesterday. It looked like we're getting a rejection, but I was saying that we have the FOMC today, so we could have a rally, a buy the rumors, sell the news. That's quite possible. We could have a continuation rally, but I highly doubt it. This could just be a buy the rumors, sell the news. We shared a few trades yesterday on Discord. GRT, Solana, Ethereum, Bitcoin. At the moment for Bitcoin, this is on the 15-minute, 1-hour time frame. On the 15-minute time frame, we still haven't broken down. We are above the 50 EMA. So once we start breaking down and backtest the 50 EMA cloud, then that could be a signal that we might be going lower. But Bitcoin, however, needs to hold a very important level. Even if Bitcoin starts going low for some reason, we have the FOMC minutes of meeting being released today of the last meeting that they had. Remember when we had the meeting last month? This is going to be just the minutes of meetings. So how are we going to react after getting more details about it? But Bitcoin needs to hold the 16,540, between 16,450 and 16,540. This zone has to be held. Otherwise, it could be, it won't really be that good for Bitcoin if Bitcoin breaks down below this zone over here. We really need to hold this zone. On the daily time frame, you do have a nice engulfing candle. I mean, didn't engulf this candle, but it's a nice bullish candle. You are above the POC. And if you look at it in a smaller time frame, you'll see that you are above the POC. We might dance around over here for a bit. The POC is around 16,800. So it's quite possible. We said yesterday in the Discord that yeah, we could range around here. One of the members pointed it out. We could range around this area, which makes sense. We are at the POC. We might just range until the FOMC meeting comes, or just prior to that, pump and then dump. It's really possible to do. So don't just be fooled and FOMO in and think that it's not going to go down. Okay, that's all I have for Bitcoin. We have targets to the downside. My targets haven't changed to the downside between the 12.6 up to the 14.7, just to keep it simple. Targets to the upside for resistance are 17,150, and then which will be the value area high of this entire range. Then we'll have the 18k zone. The targets in the 18k zone are simply Fibonacci extensions. Let me try and replicate them again. I'll just do them again. Let's see, where does it bring us now with the change in price? I haven't done it for a while, so yeah. Assuming this is an ABC correction, we're already at the 0.618 if this was A, B, and C. So it's all right for C to go to the 0.618 and come back down. However, if we go up to the 1-to-1, 17,159, ring a bell. 17,150 is a value area high, and then 1.618 will be at 17,678. So basically we do have two zones, but I had the 18k zone is because of this high, the 18,400 high. We might be coming up to take up the liquidity over there, and after that it's followed by the that's 20. I believe we have a zone at the 19k region. However, 18.4, 17,150 and 18.4 are significant levels to watch out for a reaction on smaller time frames. Enter on reactions only, don't just enter blindly. So yeah, this is targets to the upside if we're continuing up. However, if our correction was complete and we were done with our correction, this was our correction and this is our continuation down, then this would imply that this could be our wave 1 to down here, our wave 2 to up here, and we're going down in a wave 3 that could take us down to 16,166, possibly 16,473, 1-to-1 extension, or 16,166. You could even count it differently if you want to go on a higher view. This whole thing up here ended here as a correction to the upside. This was a correction up. Supposedly we had one wave up correction, second, and we're going for the third up. That will bring it very high up. This is another view. Easily could come up to the 19,172 for 1-to-1 extension, as if this was a ABC or WXY. 21k at the 1.618, which I don't buy at the moment because we're still at the lows. Now, looking at it in a bearish view, looking at the bearish target for me, I can see that this impulse move down could have been a 1, and we're having a correction as a 2, and our 1-to-1 extension and 1.618 lies within my zone over here. See this zone, this box? This is the zone. So that could mean that this is my fifth wave down, the final. If you haven't seen the macro, look at my other videos where you can see the macro count of the wave count. But this could be a 1. This is a 2, but the 2 came up to here, and this would be a 3 as a 1, 2, and a third. But once we break the 16,970, then this count will be invalidated, as that means we didn't finish this correction upwards. Now moving, I want to give a whole view of most cryptos, like the important ones. Ethereum, I was looking at Ethereum, it was below 1220, and I was shorting it. However, I did get stopped out. I shorted it because we were at the point of control. On the higher time frame, we were at significant EMAs. I believe I was shorting it somewhere when we were in this candle before we broke the 233. Possibly we were still below the POC, I can't remember, but I had some reasons to short it. It was a high probable trade. We broke above the POC, the current POC. We broke above the January 2020 POC. Now, what am I talking about? January 2020, we go back here and you look at, let's go back to 2020. Is it January 2020 or January 2021? I think I labeled them wrong. I think it's January 2021. I need to relabel them. Sorry about that, but I'll do it later. 2021. For some reason I mentioned it as 2020. 2021 POC has been broken, which is right over here. Yeah, 2020 POC broken. Next could be the value area high of the 2020. That means we could go as high as 1405. However, we have resistance levels to watch out for. We have the 1276, sorry, where the value area high will be, and would have some EMAs probably coming down. We are at the 50 EMA on the daily. That would be the 200 on the 4 hourly. We are above the 200 and 233 on the 4 hourly, and EMAs are pointing up on the 4 hourly. On the hourly, slightly curling down. We might BART out over here and come down to retest, and maybe a continuation just before the FOMC. But I think things will have made their move, might hold, waiting for the FOMC meeting. I might be wrong. It's the EU Brinks box now. Next comes the London market. We might have a reaction there. What did the Asian markets do? Asian markets, basically from Sydney to Hong Kong, pulled us up. We might hold. London may hold. For New York to do the opposite or continue higher, no one can say, but you need to take the higher probable trades. Higher probable trade is when you're at levels of resistance. You can short if you have EMAs, if you have Fibonacci levels, if you have fixed range volume profile. You could use stochastic RSIs crossing down or crossing over. EHLA CGI oscillator. We are at the 0.5 fib now. As you can see, 0.5 fib at 1251. We've been stalling over here. Now let's pull out those indicators I was talking about. Stochastic, and let's see what the stochastics are doing on the 4 hourly. We are at the overbought. That's another reason I went short. We were at overbought on some of the assets. 1 hourly is curling down. 15 minutes is at the bottoms, looking to move up. So could the 15 minutes carry us up? I don't know, but the 1 hourly is more significant. 4 hourly may curl down. Daily also overbought. So I'm thinking there is a rollover coming down. I may be wrong. Let's look at this. On the daily, we still didn't print a red dot. We still have some room to go up. On the 4 hourly, we printed our red dot yesterday. We had a slight pull up, green dot, and now we had a significant pull up, and we still have room to go to the upside, in my opinion. 1 hourly may pull us down a bit. We have a red dot. So what I'm thinking when I say 1 hourly may pull us down, that means 1 hourly could take us slightly lower, a retest, and continue for the 4 hourly or even the daily. 15 minute looking to make a double bottom. That's 15 minutes. 1 hour. 4 hour has more room. Daily definitely has more room. So when you see this kind of pattern, double topping, you could get significant drops, especially if it's a tighter one. I'll show you an example where we have, this is in short ESCGO. This is a nice one. Look at this. Tight double top. Let's check out what price did over here. This was our tight double top over here. This was on 23rd December 21, just the beginning of the dump, and it led to a significant drop before another pump. So when you get those tight M formations, I think it's better than these big M formations, because these big M formations may give you something but nothing much. Look at that M, you still went up. So yeah, just watch out for those. If you get them, then it's a good entry. It's ESCGO. It is ESCGO underscore LB. It's called Ehla's smoothed stochastic RSI. Yeah, hard to pronounce. Okay, now RSI, just a regular RSI. Let's see. Let's put this, get rid of that. Let's go to the line chart, turn off our indicators and look at what it's doing. This quick move up may have printed divergences. 4 hourly, no divergence. Daily, we may have lower highs, so nothing there. No divergence when it comes to bearish divergences. 4 hourly, as I said, we had a low and a higher low over here, a low and a lower low. I think actually no, it's a higher low. Yeah, it's a higher low. Okay, 1 hourly, no divergences on Ethereum. Let's look at Bitcoin. Just have a quick look because I didn't look at the divergences. We had a low, a high, higher high, higher high, lows, same thing, no divergences. 1 hour. We could have a hidden bearish div here. We had a high, a higher high over here, and a lower high. However, you can see over here we had a lower high, and over here it was a higher high. We pulled down slightly and pushed up. Now we're doing the same thing again. We're having a lower high with a higher high. That's hidden bearish divergence. It could be a continuation of a trend. That is on the 4 hourly. On the hourly, that's it. Daily, of course, we still have bearish div, I believe. If you look at this, we're having lower highs on price action, higher highs on RSI. That's hidden bearish div. This is on the daily, so the daily has to close to confirm that. It depends where the daily candle closes. Now going to another chart, just a quick look at another one that I like, Solana. Same thing, Solana was at the point of control. That's why I entered the short. I haven't closed my short. I laddered up my short. I added a bit more to my position just to see how far can we go on Solana. Now this is the daily for Solana. This is a very bullish engulfing candle. Look at that. You can see how many candles it engulfed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It engulfed about 12 candles. It's very bullish. It's a very bullish signal. But things can turn. We do have, for instance, this bullish candle. That was it. Next one did its business like what we're doing now. We stalled a bit here for a few days and just dropped. So you could do that. But as I was saying yesterday in the Discord, 14.9 would be a good point for me to short. I entered a riskier short earlier on, but I advise the people on Discord that 14.9 is a better place to short. I think one of the members is waiting for that level. We may get that. We may get a retest of the point of control and go higher. Best strategy is to go with the highest probable trade. We are at a resistance level. However, looking at it on the hourly or even the 15-minute, you won't see a strong. Over here we had a good reaction, that's why I added to my short. But looking at it over here, we didn't get any reaction. The liquidity is already taken. There's not much of a pullback after hitting this position. So, but looking at this on the 15-minute, higher highs, lower highs, that is bearish divergence. So we had this pull down. Now, how low could we go? That's another question. It's only the 15 minutes. 1 hourly, we had lower highs, higher highs. Again, bearish divergence on 1 hour, but we had our pull down. Could be finished. 4 hourly. Daily. We have a high over here and a lower high over here. We have a high and a very high high. So that's hidden bearish div. We are not yet overbought. We still have room to the upside for Solana on the daily, for the RSI. On the 4 hourly, that's another reason I entered a short, because we were at the overbought, but we continued even higher. I mean, look at that. We hit 87.26. Now if you go back in time, 87.26, we have 85 was on 21st of October at 11 p.m. So let's see, 21st October 11 p.m. for Solana. 21st October. Over here we had a pull down. Yeah, it was from the high over here to the low. That was a 13% pull followed by a pump. So don't trade solely on these stuff, but they're just indicators to let you know how the market is doing, or are we overbought, are we oversold. Let's look at this. Any divergences painted on the indicator. See, we had hidden bearish div, gave us a small pull down. Well, not a small one, but a nice one, from 10 to almost below the $8 range. And now we painted again hidden bearish div. We had a small pull down. So that's what I'm saying. Divergences don't always play out strongly. But if you have it on more than one indicator, then you know that you might be getting a good move. So if you have it on RSI and MFI and CVD, so if you have MFI to see the money flow, how is the money flow on Solana? Money flow is topping out. Look at that. Money flow is at the highs. This is on the 4 hourly. I think Solana has to cool off. The daily has room, but the 4 hourly, which is 1 hourly, is already pulling down. We could continue lower. Now, another coin that I took a trade on, and I'll tell you why I took a trade off this. I have no idea what this coin is. I don't really care much about fundamentals of coins, but this coin, I just simply went into my Binance trading app and looked at the heat map and looked at the 24-hour change. The biggest gain is 24-hour change, I mean. And I noticed that alpha was at 26% gain, while the rest of the markets weren't doing much, and were slightly, the traditionals were pulling down, and this did a 27, almost 28% move, and I decided to short this. RSI yesterday was at a peak, however it moved slightly up again. This is an altcoin, so sometimes altcoins act crazier than normal coins, and they could move higher. That's what I'm trying to say. Altcoins are not predictable, especially when they're low cap. I assume this is a low cap coin. So these low cap coins, you see on the spot market, RSI is still down. But when you go to the futures, we are over. Futures basically affects price. It's where traders speculate on price. But just looking at this, we have a high and we have higher high on the RSI, but on price action so far it's a lower high, so we could be getting we did that yesterday and still we pushed slightly up. But just looking at that, we do have hidden bearish div on the daily. 4 hourly is very overbought. We're topping out on the 4 hourly. Do we have any divergences, any bullish, bearish? I'll show you an example of bullish divergence, and that's what pulled us up. We had a lower low, a low and a higher low on RSI, while price action gave us a low and a lower low. That was a bullish divergence that pushed us this high on the 4 hourly. 1 hourly at the moment, we're not painting any divergences. One more thing I want to look at is the CVD, cumulative volume data, delta, sorry. 4 hourly CVD, I don't have any divergences. Daily, we have a high over here and higher high. So we do have hidden bearish div on the CVD. High on the daily has to close high, and we have this hidden lower highs and higher highs. That's on the CVD. So when you have more than one indicator giving you certain divergences, you might take a look here. You had bullish divergence, same as I think the MFI we were looking at in a few minutes ago, sorry. And on the hourly, let's look if we have any indicators, any divergence. On the hourly, I don't see any immediate divergences. So yeah, that's for alpha. So I took that trade and it's still in profit. Of course, the profits are less because we pumped up, but we may continue lower. Now I want to look at another coin. So you could do the same on the daily basis. You just open your app and just look at the heat map and look at the biggest gainers. I believe for today, Solana is the biggest gainer. Solana and Ethereum, but I'm not re-entering an Ethereum trade, unfortunately, because I got stopped out of my Ethereum, so I'm not going to play with it today. So I go to 24, you go to the futures, and then you go to coin M, and then over there you select the 24-hour change, actually USDM 24-hour change. Solana is at the top of the list. Ethereum Classic has done a 12% move. And so many old coins are in green today, but the top is Solana and Ethereum Classic. Now reason why I'm still leaning a bit more bearish longer term, medium to long term, we might be bullish short term, but medium to long term I'm bearish, and I'll show you why. It's not what I think. What I think doesn't really matter. It's big money, big institution. Now we have this. Let me pull this up so you can see. The IMF chief, Kristalina Georgieva, says recession will hit a third of the world in 2023. A third of the world recession is gonna hit. We're not talking about the countries that are not doing well, the poor countries or third world countries. We're talking about countries that are already doing well. Recession may hit them, and in addition to that, third world countries and the rest of the world. The year 2023 will be tougher than last year, So it's like 2022 wasn't tough enough because the economies of the US, EU, and China will slow down. She goes on to say, a third of the global economy will be in recession this year, and 2023 will be tougher than the last year as the US, EU, China will see their economy slow down. So basically, with this kind of news, the Fed, it shows us that the Fed will still think of tightening on the economy because things are going to get worse. So the Fed has to slam the brakes from now. We'll see the minutes of meeting today. What does it say about the previous meeting? But all in all, it doesn't look good. So, I mean, if you are going to look at, if you want to take a look at what the Fed has to say today or the reaction of the market, you want to know what time is the reactions of the market, where will you have a lot of volatility, you go to forexfactory.com. Okay, the Swiss franc today, CPI is lower than expected, so that is bad for the Swiss franc. That means it's good for the DXY, the dollar index. Now we'll be having the ISM manufacturing PME and the JOLTS opening reports. That's a job or actual greater than forecast, is good for currency. It's released late but can impact the market because of job openings are leading indicator of overall employment. So this tells you the jobs openings, how many jobs are there, and as long as there are more jobs, the Fed will have to tighten. As long as there are more jobs, the Fed will have to tighten, and that is good for the dollar, bad for the rest of the market. So this will be coming out 6 p.m. my time. I'm at GMT +3. It depends where you are. When you open this website, Forex Factory, it will show you your local time. Then at 10 p.m. my time, we have the FOMC meeting minutes. So that's another interesting. So we have 6 p.m. We have two important news, GMT +3 and 10 p.m. Now going back, I want to take a look at Litecoin. We haven't looked at Litecoin for a while. What is Litecoin doing? Where is it in the zone? Is it in resistance, support? What is it doing? Let's look at Litecoin. Let's pull a fixed range volume profile over here. We are above the value area high, so essentially we've broken out. We broke down and managed to climb back up. So that's very good for Litecoin. Level to watch for is the $81 range. You see we have resistance over there. It's a level looking left. You can see this zone. It is a zone. And targets for Litecoin. I don't really have targets to the downside or to the upside. I just look for levels of resistance because I don't think Litecoin is going to do much. I can't see Litecoin going above 90 or even getting there, but I might be wrong. Today may just be the day that Litecoin goes crazy, goes back up to its May levels. I really doubt that. But we are stuck in this range. We are going to break out eventually. It's not going to last forever. Either up or down. Looking at the caterpillar on the daily, we have expanded some more. We expanded a bit. On the weekly, maybe we are contracted. Not really. Yeah, not really contracted. 4 hourly. No, because we had the move up. Quant is another coin I like looking. Did we get to the 110 yesterday? Yeah, we went to the 111. The 110 was a good shorting opportunity before. But as long as we are above the 110, then 114 should be your next level of interest for quant. this range, though we broke it, but I like this range for some reason. The 101 to 114. 101, you could see the 114 again. And if you're on a long, then probably here you take profit 1 and see if you're gonna get to the POC or value area high of this entire range. But 101, I gave you that level, I told you. That's for quant. 101 is well respected. I mean, once, 101 range, twice, 3 times. Over here, look how many, these are 4 hourly candles, look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, we fail to open and close a candle below it. It's a strong level so far, but eventually liquidity may run out if we're going to go down, and we might rip through it. We have a lot of liquidity here to claim. I gave you targets for quant. We have targets at the 90s, and if you go to the daily, you have even lower targets. If you go to the USD chart, not the futures chart, sorry, the spot chart, you can see we have, what did I do here? You can see that we have levels that go down to 78, 60, 39. Weekly takes you down to $39. That's crazy. Can you imagine quant at 39? Now this is a weekly chart. You still have this vector zone to claim on the weekly. On the daily, you still have some zones to claim. So quant may be going down. We are in a sort of tight range. We are below the 50 on the daily. We are, the 50 and 200 have crossed down on the daily on the 20th of December, and we're still below it, but we are double bottoming at the bottom. At the moment, we are trying to make it to the 200. Volume is, I would say, next to nothing. It's really low, the volume. I mean, I wouldn't really consider the volume. But we may have a push up. This is a bullish engulfing candle, textbook bullish engulfing candle. Daily, below the 50, 4 hourly, trying to get to the 200. 1 hourly, 800 is in sight, somewhere here. Here's the 800. So yeah, 114 is in the cards. 15-minute time frame. We're still holding above the 50. We haven't really retested it since early morning today, the daily open. Now Solana on the 15-minute is just testing the 50. Ethereum is very parabolic. It has to come down and test the 50. Look at this insufficiency. This is a trade. You take this, you say, okay, I'll recover 50% of this and I'll take profit 1, or you could come all the way down. I really think Ethereum will come down to 1200 to test the daily open of yesterday. Over here, yesterday's low, it's around 1200. All right, that's all I have for the markets. I need to let you know that the markets are looking green. The Dow Jones, the Nasdaq are looking green for the day. The SPY hasn't opened, but the ES, which is the SPY ETF or the SPY futures, which is still open even when the SPY S&P 500 is closed. The ES is a mini futures of the S&P 500. It is running. It did peak. It did continue higher from yesterday. This is the 15 minutes, so sorry about that. Now, we didn't continue higher from yesterday. Yesterday was over here. We dropped on the SPX. We are retracing. Let's try and look where is our 0.786 and our 0.618. We are above the 0.5. We're close to the 200 on the hourly. Our 0.618 and 0.6, our golden pocket is at the 233 at around 3874. So pre-market, we are green until the markets are at full swing. So now they call it pre-market, as in New York stock market is not open, so I call it pre-market, but the markets are open. DXY has pulled down, so just be aware of that. DXY is red, traditionals are green. That means crypto is green for the day, for this time of the day. Until the markets open and the news comes out, then we see what the play is. All right, guys, that's all I have for the markets. Join the Discord, the free Discord. Link will be in the channel description. Like and subscribe to the videos, the channel, and see you in the next one. More trades. I'm out.